All right, and we are live. Welcome to episode 5 of the LPE Podcast. My name is Brent. Today is December 16th, 2018. We are joined by my co-host Isaac, who is across from me today.
What's up?
And we are also joined by our guest, Aiden, who runs the YouTube channel and Instagram channel Game&Scotch. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Aiden, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys?
A little sleepy.
Sleepy.
Mildly hungover, but we're good.
Christmas parties?
Huh?
Christmas parties?
Hangouts. Okay, so Aiden, we like to start every show off with our guest, like introducing himself and how he got into gaming and what game he's currently playing.
Sure. I've been gaming for most of my life. I started off with the Nintendo 64, so I'm a little biased. I think that was the golden age of gaming. I'm a big platformer Nintendo guy. So right now I'm putting way too many hours into Super Smash Brothers. And before I was playing, I just finished the Spyro collection. I'm still going through Red Dead Redemption. And that's basically what I'm gaming right now. Me and my buddies play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege, so that's a good time too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I could tell that you have been. I watched your video yesterday, and you've got what, close to 50 hours in.
Yeah, I came out was it last Friday, I believe, and I just was curious. And I checked my hours. I was like, oh my god, that's 5 hours.
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah.
Cool. So, crap. Sorry, it's still early.
Yeah. Do you want me to talk about my channel a little bit, or?
Yeah, go ahead and talk about your channel a little bit.
Yeah, so I run a channel called Game&Scotch. We started about a couple months ago in July. Just me and my buddies were just trying to become content creators, and you try to start all these things, but you kind of decide okay, I'm just gonna be the main dude that I'm gonna put my 100% into it. So it's kind of my channel, but then I have guests cycle in and out. It's a good time, and you try to kind of build a brand. So we thought we'd do Game&Scotch, kind of like Game and Watch, haha, and have a featured drink every episode. So it's been fun.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's kind of what I do with LAN Party. It's essentially my mind baby, and with Isaac coming in and helping out with the podcast whenever I host a podcast.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Smash Bros. How's the new Smash Bros. Game?
Oh, it's awesome. I think it is 1,000 times better than Smash 4 on the Wii U. They just made just a few tweaks that makes the game a little bit more engaging in terms of learning new tech and learning a lot more characters. Everyone's back, so it's just great to see everybody is returned from the previous Smash Bros. Games. They definitely have a focus on pleasing both the casual gamers and the competitive gamers. Because I grew up playing Melee. I still play Melee on a competitive level. Not super competitive. I go to tournaments. I don't do very well, but I still go. So it's really great to see that a lot of stuff that made Melee a lot of fun is sort of introduced into Ultimate. And watching pro players play it, and they're talking about all this hidden tech stuff. It just makes it a lot more engaging. And I love it. I think there's some aspects that isn't great. I think there's a really long drawn out campaign mode called World of Light, and it's not very fun in my opinion. But other than that, it's a great experience. And I love that game a lot.
So, go ahead, Isaac.
I was gonna ask who's your main.
Who do I main?
Yeah.
Oh, King K. Rool right now. Yeah, K. Rool's my boy, and I play a lot of Wario as well because I just like farting on people. It's a good time.
So, like you, I kind of got my main stretch of gaming started with the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
I personally think that the 360 era so far has been the best. Has been the best era of gaming.
Yeah, for sure.
With the PS4 era being being close second. But what I was going to say is that as far as Smash Bros. Games, I haven't really owned a Nintendo system since the 64, and I'm like a hardcore like person when it comes to believing that Smash Bros. 64 is the best Super Smash Bros. I won't play any Super Smash Bros. Besides Nintendo 64.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It's just like. It's just
it reference. So
even though I haven't played too many of the other ones, just simply because I haven't had a Nintendo system, I've gone over to people's houses who's had it, and I've played it, and it just hasn't been for me.
Yeah.
So today I was thinking, since we've kind of have our introductions done, Isaac and I, we kind of talk about what we do in almost all of our podcasts, and we don't really want to like completely reiterate it, but lately I've just been playing Fallout 76, and Isaac, what have you been playing?
Red Dead.
Right on. Yeah. So that's basically what we've been doing. But today I want to talk about sort of like 2018 as a whole, and some of the best games of 2018. So why don't you kick off the conversation, Aiden?
Like my favorite games of 2018?
Yeah.
I can name like 5 that I love this year. I was a big fan of Celeste. I loved Celeste. I loved Monster Hunter World was really awesome. Red Dead Redemption, God of War, and Spider-Man. Those are definitely my top games this year.
Not a bad list.
I think that's kind of like where everyone stands as far as 2018 goes. I actually just bought Celeste earlier this week.
Yeah.
And
how much is it?
It's $20.
I need to get it.
Yeah, it was $20 on the PlayStation Store as of like a few days ago. I don't know if that price has changed with the.
Yeah, they had a Game Awards discount, I think, on a lot of the games. So
it may have gone back up in price. So I don't know. That is the hardest game I've ever played. I don't know.
It's infuriating, but it's so rewarding at the same time. Like when you get through a level, you're like,
in the first stage, I died 200 times.
Woo.
Yeah.
Are you a big platforming fan, or do you play a lot of platformers?
Not in recent years, no.
No.
No. It's 07271989. Sorry, he's my buddy Andrew is off to the side here, and he's Instagramming for me while we're recording.
Oh, nice.
He needed my phone password, so I just broadcasted that out to everybody. My phone password. So Celeste is great. It's a lot of fun, but it's like it I guess it touches on mental health, but it sure caused some mental health issues with me a couple days ago.
Oh my God.
I was about ready to rage quit.
Yeah. Definitely takes you like the graphics are beautiful, music, and the story it tells, it's not like in your face about mental health. It's kind of like just slowly like integrated into the story. Like you don't really realize like that's the story they're telling with this adventure and stuff. So
well, it's definitely apparent that in the game of what I've played so far that Madeline is going through some stuff.
Yeah. She's like climbing a mountain. It's a metaphor.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So Isaac, what about you? What were some of your games your favorite games that you played this year?
I think so far this year, Spider-Man and Red Dead.
Nice.
Those are 2 big ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm a little different. I go with not necessarily I'm different, but Red Dead is not in my group of favorite games. It's just Spider-Man and God of War. Yeah, I'm enjoying Red Dead, but the thing is, it's for me, and I talked about this last week. It wasn't as engaging to me as the first one.
Yeah. Oh, you preferred the first one?
I preferred the first one. Yeah.
Okay.
I find, and of course this might just have to be with the fact that I haven't progressed through the story enough, but I found that John Marston to be a much more engaging character than Arthur Morgan. So I'd rather be playing as John Marston than Arthur Morgan. So I'm having a hard time playing.
What's wrong with Arthur? See, you don't think he's like fleshed out enough, or do you think?
I don't know. He just seems to be like and I know his story throughout the game. I'm very aware of what goes on with it, but I just have a problem with he's kind of Dutch's bitch.
Oh yeah,
and I think don't get me wrong, I can tell that he's a strong person, but I think that he just takes too much of Dutch's crap, and that just is really annoying. I don't know. And the thing is, at the beginning, it was just a slow grind for those first few hours, and I know that like once the world opens up, there's a lot more to do, but it's just not engaging to me. Whereas like from the get-go, God of War and Spider-Man were significantly more engaging.
For sure. I was really surprised that not surprised, but like I knew like Insomniac was making Spider-Man and it was going to be fine, but I didn't think I would be in love with that game. Like it was just really well done and probably the best superhero game since like the Arkham series for sure. So
I would definitely agree. In the sense, like Spider-Man PS4 had big shoes to fill.
Yeah, I love going against it.
It was like, in a way, I think in the back of their minds, a lot of people were concerned that it was just going to be another Spider-Man that was going to fail.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it did, oh, it's Arkham Spider-Man.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Isaac, what'd you say?
No, I say if it did do good, a lot of people would say. I was afraid that people would say it's Arkham Spider-Man.
Right. That's like it takes like a copy of Arkham in a way. Yeah. Yeah. It has its own identity. It definitely like borrows ideas from the Arkham trilogy, but it's definitely its own thing. Like anyone who makes that argument hasn't really played Spider-Man. So
yeah, I've never fast traveled in that game, which is something I always do in every open world game. But I never fast traveled in that game.
Yeah, they made the web swinging too much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's the best.
Like, what's the point of fast? I mean, I fast travel on a game.
There's a trophy for it, right?
If you fast travel 5 times, you get a trophy. That's like the only real times that I ever fast travel.
What do you guys think is better, the swinging or the Leviathan axe from God of War? Like, what's more fun?
How can you compare the two?
Well, it's like fundamental, mechanics in each game. Like, is it fun to swing or is it fun to throw axes and like interact with the world that way? Because the axe is like used for puzzles, used for combat, and that's the same with swinging too, right?
Well, I think because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, I think that swinging for me is significantly more it's more satisfying and excuse me, it's just because I love Spider-Man and just being able to swing like that. It was just like, this is awesome. But
they finally got it right.
They finally got it right since Spider-Man 2, at least. So I guess that was the only other one to get it right, right?
Yeah.
Was Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
What was that, like almost 15 years ago?
But yeah, like 2002.
No, I think it was like 2004 when Spider-Man 2 came out.
So yeah,
it was
on GameCube and PS2, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But I will say that the Leviathan axe feels a lot better than the Blades of Chaos from the previous.
Yeah, I hardly use the Blades of Chaos. Like I just found the Leviathan axe just a lot more fun. But there were times where you can throw the axe and freeze an enemy, swap to like the Chaos blades, and that was cool. But
the way that Sony Santa Monica made that game super seamless was just perfection.
Yeah.
So, shoot, I feel bad because I guess I'm not as prepared as I want to be this morning. But yeah, it's been a really good year, and all the games that were released this year were just incredible. Even some of the games that weren't as good were really good. Like Far Cry 5 was a lot of fun. Did you play Far Cry 5?
I haven't touched that one. No, I haven't. I haven't played Far Cry since 3, and I really enjoyed 3, so I should go back. But
well, here's the thing, and I like as much as I love the Far Cry series, 3 is the best one.
Right.
And I only bought Far Cry 5 because I knew that the season pass for Far Cry 5 was going to include the remaster of Far Cry 3.
On PlayStation and Xbox?
I believe so, yeah.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the season pass came with a free version, a free copy of Far Cry 3. Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank
So, another thing that I want to do is sort of like kind of give like holiday recommendations for this year as well. I know that because with Christmas being right around the corner, I'm sure people are going to be out trying to buy some games and things like that. So, what are some you seem to have? I believe do you have all of the current systems?
I have them all.
Fantastic. So what are some of your holiday recommendations across all systems?
Stay away from Xbox. You don't have a PlayStation, get one, because I recommend God of War, Spider-Man. Those are like 2 like amazing like exclusives. Detroit Become Human. I've been hearing it's really amazing, and people should check that out. Also PlayStation exclusive. I recommend Smash Bros. If you have a Switch. It's great with like on one-on-ones, but you can also do up to 8 players, which is a good time.
Is this the first game that can go up to 8 players?
No, the Smash 4 had 8 players.
Oh wow.
But you have to have like, I believe you had to have like the GameCube adapters, because I don't think you can connect that many controllers to the Wii U. So I think you had to have those, because each adapter had like 4 slots. So
okay. Yeah, that's a lot. So Isaac, what would and everyone's been telling me that I need to get you can go around. Everyone's been telling me that I need to get a Switch. But
you don't have one?
I don't have a Switch.
Oh, I don't have one either.
I know, but it's just like it's. I'm sorry. What's that?
It's got games now. It's got lots of games.
It does have a lot of games, but I'm trying to save up money to build a computer.
Yeah, oh, fair enough.
Because I definitely need one of those. So I guess for some of my recommendations, I think I would of course recommend God of War, Spider-Man, but I'd also recommend I think one game that, even though it's really awesome, and it definitely got nominated for Game of the Year, but it's kind of in a way sort of fallen off, is Monster Hunter World.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was fun.
I think that's definitely a good option for like children, because it's just a fun game. It's a little hard to like figure out, but once it is figured out, it's like it's super easy to play, and it's really accessible to really pretty much everybody. Because
compared to the old Monster Hunters, it's more accessible. Like
yeah.
I remember with the old Monster Hunters, you had to like look at wikis to see what exactly you were doing. But this game, it like literally tells you what each armor set does and the hidden skills and stuff. Yeah. And it's such a satisfying game to just grind. Like you could just spend. I would just get lost in grinding in that game, and it's a lot of fun to just go and kill monsters without really progressing in the story that much.
Yeah.
Because I haven't my backlog is so big right now, and Monster Hunter is included in it, and I need to. I'm calling 2019 the year of the backlog. I'm going to focus on the backlog a lot in 2019. So.
Well, even Monster Hunter is that huge update coming, I guess, next year. I forget what they're calling it, some ice thing, but like apparently they're going to start introducing like G ranks, so it's just they're just keep releasing more and more free stuff. It's amazing.
Is that update going to be free?
I will Google that right now. I believe so. Let me check.
That'd be great, because that would be more.
Everything's been free.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, am I? Okay, maybe I shouldn't Google.
Yeah, it's all right. We'll figure it out eventually.
Everything so far has been free.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I'm still like I'm still new to this whole like game journalism thing, so I'm starting to build my knowledge up of things that are coming and what's been done so far. So that's the reason why I sound a little ignorant right now as far as like what's really going on out there.
Hey man, you can't play every game.
No, there's too many.
You can't know every game.
And I would, it's not the biggest game on my list. I will admit that because with the sheer amount of content that's included in the game for $60, Red Dead is a good option too for Christmas as well. But I'm a firm believer that like just because that's kind of how I was raised in a way. Is that like please buy games for people who are within the age bracket
Right.
the rating. Yeah, just because the sheer amount of violence is probably not appropriate for someone under the age of like maybe 15 or 16.
Right.
But it is a good game just because there's just so much content in it to do.
Yeah.
And have you tried the online yet for Red Dead?
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I actually lost you guys. I don't know. I can't see you guys.
Oh shit.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I tried a little bit of it. I probably played a couple hours of it. It's a really good time. I heard they're reworking a lot of stuff to make it a little bit better, like especially with
Pretty bare.
yeah, but it's I've had some I like it's a beta, so like you can't really complain too much about. Like I've had issues like connecting with my friends and stuff, and but you know it's a beta. I gotta.
But yeah, I and that's one reason I don't play betas anymore, just simply for the reason of like I don't play betas because they're betas. Like and there's not I have nothing against betas at all, but like I just know that like after seeing so many people get frustrated with Fallout 76 because of the beta, I won't play betas, and that's just simply been a decision that I've made.
Right.
Well, they're frustrated with the game too.
What's that?
Well, they're frustrated with the game too.
But I think a lot of those frustrations stemmed from playing the beta. There was a lot of things wrong with the beta for Fallout 76, but the game in itself, yeah, it's buggy and it's glitchy, but that's a Bethesda game, and I don't think they realize that they can have those bugs and glitches in an online game.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age, like you can't really when you have like massive games like Red Dead and you know The Witcher, like I don't think you can get away with having that like cute little glitch, this isn't working or anymore, you know. So I think Bethesda needs to make sure their games work, you know, like
They definitely need a new engine.
Yeah, they do need a new engine.
Yeah. I heard they're using the Fallout 76 engine for the next Elder Scrolls game. Is that true? Do you know about that?
I've heard the same thing. I need to look more into it.
Is it a good looking game, Fallout 76? Like, is it
a good looking game?
Yeah.
No, it looks like Fallout 4.
Right.
But like Fallout 4 is still a good looking game. But
how long ago did it come out?
Which one, Fallout 4 or
4 was out like 3 years ago, right? Was it 3 years?
Yeah, that was 2015. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So, but like Fallout 70, you know, it's and I talked about it a lot last week, but like it's actually fun, but you want to play with other people.
Yeah.
It's fun, but it's hard without other people.
That's the same with Red Dead too. Like I tried playing on my own, it's not fun. Like you have to have your posse. So
well, I know that since GTA with GTA 5 online, it's almost as if like you kind of have to play with other people or else you're gonna have just because like there's so many other people around that if you don't have if you don't have people having your back, they're out there, you're just gonna have problems.
You get killed like, immediately.
Is there a griefing problem in Red Dead Online?
I think so. I think so, but like what they do is that you can, if you're killed by the same guy, like for some amount of times, you can request I think they call it a parlay, so like they can't hurt you for a certain amount of time, but they have to like kill you like 5 to 6 times. Yeah. To me, it's a lot of just waiting for them to be able to be like, okay, I want to parlay now.
Well, what's great what I will say, what is cool that Bethesda did with the griefing situation in Fallout 76 is that you have to engage back in order for them to start inflicting the
right. Yeah, they have to shoot back at you. Yeah.
Yeah. If I were to shoot, let's say that if I were to shoot you, Aiden, it would just be minuscule amounts of damage, and you could run away if you wanted to. But if you started shooting back, and let's say that I'm level 45 and you're level 25, I'm going to kill you. But as a level 45 and you don't engage back, I'm not going to kill you. So I think a lot of other online games need to start implementing that.
Something similar to that, I guess, like, or at least have an option to play in passive mode. Because in Red Dead, you have those stranger missions. So when you're doing those, you can get, like other players can interact and like stop you or help you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if you could run passive mode until you do that stranger mission, then anyone can come kill you. Like that would be cool. But like right when I boot it up, I'm getting headshotted, and then they know exactly where you spawn, so they could just grief you for a long time. So that's really annoying. And I had that similar experience with Warcraft. My girlfriend's into World of Warcraft, and when I played with her, and I'm like, you can start with the starting area, like the high level guy will kill you, and then he'll know exactly where you're going to spawn. I'm like, is this fun? Do these people have fun just griefing this random stranger on the internet? Like, I guess so.
And that's in World of Warcraft? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Well, I played Warcraft like 2 years ago, and I just remember that being griefed by like a high level character, and be like, okay, this isn't fun.
Well, they've since fixed that issue, because a coworker of mine, he still plays World of Warcraft heavy, and he said that now most all servers are PvP and PvE, and you just turn it on and off.
Right. So you don't have to be everybody. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So, but like, I haven't played World of Warcraft in 3 or 4 years, so I don't know. I don't know if there's still dedicated PvP servers, which there could be, but that I never could play PvP just because of that issue. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at I'm just not good at online games anymore.
Oh no. So do you enjoy more single player kind of campaign games, or do you?
I do. I enjoy a really good, compelling story, but I'll still play online games. A lot of my, but I like the more co-op functionality of a lot of games. Just with some of my favorite co-op games were, and even like Fallout 76, it's a great co-op game, and then Borderlands 2 was a great co-op.
Borderlands.
We do need another Borderlands.
Where's 3?
Everyone was really upset that Borderlands 3 wasn't announced at the Game Awards this year.
Do you know what's going to happen, or?
It's kind of like it's my
VR game, right? They're doing like a Borderlands 2 VR.
They did Borderlands 2 VR. That's out now.
Horizon, or
and I can't stand when companies do that, when they re-release games. It's like, why not? Okay, let me rephrase. I do enjoy when they re-release games, but like, don't let it prevent you from putting out new games. Does that make sense? Because like, has Gearbox put anything out major in recent years, or have they just been funneling all of their resources into Borderlands 2 and still making it like functional or whatever? Just, I don't know, like, because I haven't seen anything from Gearbox in a while as far as like a AAA title.
Yeah,
it's been a while. I don't know what Gearbox has been doing. Because they have a few different developments, right? They have, like, it was a Gearbox.
You're breaking up a little
A
bit.
couple in Canada. Am I? Oh God.
Yeah. It's okay. We're still like working out the kinks of doing the Google Hangouts. So
Yeah.
I apologize. So like if things are a little weird right now, it's just because like we're still working out making sure that the Google Hangouts works for the live stream. So far so good. But I guess like when there's like glitches and things like that, I think it's just when like we're all messing around on our computers or something because there's just the computer. Like I know that my computer can't handle having too many screens open at once.
Yeah, when I moved over to another tab, it like freaked out. So,
but yeah, like so, I've actually started playing Borderlands 2 again. I love Borderlands 2. I have the handsome edition.
yeah.
Isaac, you haven't. What do you have you given your recommendations for holidays yet? We've kind of just been going on.
Yeah, get someone to Switch.
Get a Switch.
Yeah, get someone to Switch.
My
roommate has Switch, so I play Switch even though I don't have one, and it's very fun. I want Switch.
How does like because you have one? How does like I'm a fan of having a controller in my hand, like a real controller with two hands.
Yeah, you have the Pro controller. I don't use the Joy-Cons. I don't like them very much, like especially with certain games. Like it's fine for like Mario Party because it's like the game's built around having one Joy-Con. But when I play Zelda or if I play Mario Odyssey, like I use the Pro controller. Like,
yeah, and then like it's I know that Nintendo. I will give Nintendo props. They've been really like trying to find unique ways to make their system stand out from a basic console such as the Xbox or the PlayStation. So tell me exactly, because I still don't fully understand how it works. You can take it with you to other places, and it works just fine.
Yeah, it runs. Like it's definitely a little downgraded compared to like having it up on your TV. But when you take it on the go, it's really flawless. Like I'm kind of blown away of how well like Smash Brothers works. Like you got to think. Like you can do up to 8 players. There's items, and everything runs buttery smooth. Like it kind of blows my mind a little bit. Like this. But yeah, like I guess the gimmick is that you can take it on the go, and it works great in handheld. Just as well as it does on your TV. Like it's great hardware.
That's
like
cool.
It's been a while since like I've said like, oh, Nintendo has a great console. Like like you had the Wii and the Wiimotes were kind of and then you had the Wii U with the gamepad, which is just a big Fisher Price kind of toy thing. Like it's so dumb. And the Switch is finally like, wow, this is a great piece of tech. Like the Joy-Cons are really nice. Like the Pro controller is like the best controller since GameCube. And like,
oh really?
In my opinion, yeah, I know a lot of people
had a good. The GameCube had a good controller. I did like the GameCube controller.
Sorry, my dog's being an asshole.
It's okay.
It's all good.
Let's see.
This is Daxter.
Oh, nice.
The PlayStation fan.
I was gonna say something about. So when the Wii U was out, I was over at a friend's house and she had Mass Effect 3 on the Wii U.
Yeah.
And I was trying to play it, and like you got like this big huge thing, and she didn't have like a standard controller for it, and I was like, it's hard to play. It's hard to play on that big
like
tablet, the big tablet thing.
Yeah.
I was never a big fan of the
only game on the Wii U that I felt utilized the gamepad like the best was Mario Maker. Like Mario Maker was like an amazing game for the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, like, yeah, you're right. Like I'd be playing like what games would I be playing? Like just anything, and just having this hulking controller. I'm just like, I feel like an idiot. Like, but
I did like the original Wii. I did like the original Wii. It was a lot of fun. With the Wii Sports was like the best thing ever made for the Wii.
Yeah.
But
Sports? Yeah.
What's that?
Did you say Wii Sports?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I remember I heard about the Wii from I had no like this is back before like I was into gaming, but like I wasn't like, oh, I got to know everything about gaming. But like I found out about the Wii from that episode of South Park
Where Carmen wants a Wii.
Where Carmen wants a Wii, and he travels through time to get one.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is this thing? And like I looked it up. I was like, oh, I gotta get one. But I was in my mid-teens and I didn't have money, so there was no way that I could get one.
My parents had issues getting a Wii because at that time it was just impossible to get one. And my dad told me like years later, he's like, I had to meet a guy in an alleyway and gave him cash to get the Wii. I'm like, really? He's like, that's hardcore.
That is hardcore.
Like a drug deal.
Well, it's like that was kind of the way it was that's what it felt like with the PlayStation 4 too when it came out. It just seemed
there was so much hype and
they were sold out real quick. I remember I had my PlayStation 4 pre-ordered, and I was going to the Target that I worked at the time to pick it up, and there was a huge line to get it, but our Target only had like 6, and I went in there and I got the last one because it was pre-ordered, and I got so mad.
And like, what games were there? Like, I really didn't understand the hype. Like, it was like Knack. Wasn't Knack the launch, and wasn't
I think
Assassin's Creed Black Flag? But you could also get that on PS3.
Yeah. PS4 had Killzone Shadowfall, and that was basic.
Oh right, yeah. Okay.
But and like I think I bought Killzone Shadowfall. I think I bought both Black Flag and Killzone Shadowfall, but I only played Black Flag because Shadowfall sucked.
Because the Killzone franchise is really good. So
yeah. But there were no launch titles but neither Xbox One or PlayStation 4 had any decent launch titles. I know that.
Xbox One had horrible PR at the time too, so it was much bigger than Xbox.
Yeah, I think as far as that goes, Xbox One has never fully recovered from that bad PR either. In the 5 years that it's been out, which is kind of unfortunate because the Xbox One isn't a bad console like per se. It just had a really rough start and it never recovered, which is
they just need more games.
They do need more.
Like really, what did they launch this year? They had was it Sea of Thieves? It was State of Decay. They delayed Crackdown. Like what exclusives did they have this year? Like I can't think of
the best exclusive is Cuphead.
Cuphead, yeah. Cuphead's amazing.
Is Cuphead exclusive for Xbox One?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's very fun.
Huh?
It's very fun.
I heard it's really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't beaten it yet. It's tough.
But like I mainly use my Xbox One for backwards compatibility.
Oh yeah.
I just play old games on my Xbox One. I was like I got the Xbox One just to play Mass Effect again, the Mass Effect trilogy again. So
that's what I'm jealous of with the Xbox is the backwards compatibility. Like I would love just throw on my PS3 games and.
Yeah. Did you as far as like classic like PlayStation games go, I know that like in the sense of backwards compatibility, that's the reason. That's how I'm transitioning this. Were you ever considering getting the PlayStation Classic?
I had one pre-ordered. I didn't pick it up.
Just the games that they announced for it were not
good.
Yeah, same. I pre-ordered it and then I never thought about picking it up.
Like,
yeah.
Which like they could have done so much with that. I was like super.
They don't own a lot of the rights, right? So I think they couldn't get all those PS1 games back. And like there had the Crash, Insane Trilogy, and the Spyro. Like they couldn't put those iconic games on it. So I don't know. Like what else could they have added? Like I can't think of anything because they had Twisted Metal, they had Metal Gear, they had Rayman.
They could have put Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 on there.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
I think they only just put Resident Evil 1 on it. And then like people were complaining that like it had no online functionality. Just like, well, I was like,
it's a classic console.
It doesn't need to have online functionality.
And I kept seeing these like videos saying that the SNES Classic was playing PS1 better than the PS1 Classic.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
You guys play the NES and SNES classics? Like,
I didn't.
have you-
Are those still available out there somewhere?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Canada, so I don't know what you state guys have. But I work video game retail, and we have like we have a ton of them now because like Christmas, I guess they're doing some sort of. All right, Dexter, let's chill, buddy. Yeah, they are definitely available. More than like a year ago.
What if you don't mind me asking, what company do you work for in video game retail?
I try not to say just in case, but I work at it's like GameStop.
Is it
Canadian version?
Okay, cool. How crap. Okay, I won't go further.
No, you can ask questions. I won't say exactly. I don't know. I don't want to say something wrong, and then it kind of
sure.
But
Is it enjoyable?
It's still retail. Like at the end of the day, like retail sucks, especially this time of year. Like it's hard to kind of get through it. But like, at the end of the day, like I love selling games, love talking about games. Like I love when parents come in, they're like, what's a Switch? I'll be like, let me tell you. And it's a good time, but like at the end of the day, it's still retail. Like you're gonna get those like shitty customers, you're gonna get corporate's gonna make you do stuff that you don't want to do, and it is what it is. But like if I was working any other retail, like I'd want to shoot myself. But it's video games. I'm around gaming, so like I enjoy that. So
I definitely was considering it for a while to go in and work at the big not to be named gaming company here in the United States. I was considering going and working for them, but
it's obvious at this point. I just won't say it.
Just because but I just read too many horror stories about how how it is retail. It is retail.
It's funny, like I've watched a few videos where it's like my horrors are working at GameStop, and then like I'm listening to them talk, I'm like, you're kind of being a bitch. Like just like at every other job, you're gonna
job.
Yeah,
and they're saying like, oh, the corporate was telling us to push like this specific console. I've never had that happen to me. Like they never come in and say only sell Wiis. Like that has never happened to me. Like they obviously say like we sell like used product and stuff. They like say like sell the used stuff first, and like so you always like mention it, but you don't have to push it. Like it's they want it or they don't. You don't no need to bug them. So
that's the reason why I never did do too well in sales, is because they always because I used to work at like I said, I used to work at a Target, and they were like, oh, you gotta just really it wasn't necessarily pushing sales, but like
this is the hot item, sell it.
Yeah, exactly. And like it's just like if they don't want it, they don't want it.
Yeah, you don't want to bug the customer too, because then that looks bad on you, and it also looks bad at the store. So if they don't want a Switch, you don't sell them a Switch.
Exactly. Exactly. I see. The thing is, I encountered a really interesting situation, and it is in regards to gaming, and that was I was working in electronics one time, and someone came and asked me about GTA 5 for their 10-year-old, and I was like, you don't want to get GTA.
I've had many encounters like that. Oh my god.
It's like you don't want to get GTA 5 for your 10-year-old because it's got this, and this. And she's like, oh yeah, no, I can't get that for him. It's like what? It was like, what would you recommend that I get him instead? And I'm like, well, okay, well, what does he like? And I don't remember what I ended up recommending her, but like,
tough because there's not a lot of kid-friendly games, like there's not a lot, especially on like Xbox and PlayStation. You're like, I'm kind of like, there's Lego,
well, like
games, and a lot of. I'm surprised how many people don't want to try out like those remastered. Like I was trying to recommend like Spyro to people, and they're like, no, it looks a little too kiddie, or
dude,
I don't know.
I got the Spyro remaster, and like I need to play a little bit more of it, but like it's so much fun because it's so easy.
Okay, it's so well done.
And it's just like if you want to just get in and play a game and just chill and relax, Spyro Remaster.
Hey, had a bad day? Go collect some gems.
Yeah, exactly. Go free some dragons from their crystallized. but yeah, and even like the thing is, even like the quote unquote kid friendly games, they're not all entire like T rated games. They're essentially PG-13.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, PG-13 is now the new PG. It's kind of the base standard for films these days.
Yeah.
And because they appeal to all audiences, but like there's in Monster Hunter World, which can be definitely kid appealing. There's drinking and violence.
Yeah, you're carving up animals and
then Spider-Man. There's a lot of adult humor in Spider-Man,
and there's a terrorist attack in Spider-Man too.
There is a terrorist attack.
Right, a whole thing like where they blow up the city and kill people. And
you want to know something? Like there are like, I will say this though, even though it is an M-rated game, I do believe that God of War can be handled by a lot of ages, because it's actually the violence isn't really bloody. The truly bloodiest part that I encountered was killing the ice monster where you have to tear his heart out.
Yeah,
that was really like the bloodiest part. And then beyond that, there's some foul language, but the game, it actually isn't really.
Basically just, what's his name? The dwarf guy. I forget his name.
Brock is the one.
Yeah, he's basically the only one swearing and stuff. So.
Yeah, he's the only one who cusses and stuff like that. But like, that game could have been rated T, and I probably could have still, like, if they had that game probably could have been rated T if they took out the cussing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
But like,
it's still there are moments of gore. Like there is, like when you fight the dragon, there's a little bit of gore, and
yeah.
You fight like next to a giant. Spoiler alert! You fight against a giant at the end. That's a rotting corpse. So
yeah, and I guess, but like it's still like it's not totally gratuitous compared to like the previous God of Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so like back to kind of what we were talking about, like most of the kid friendly games are now on like the Nintendo systems, which is, I'm not saying that Nintendo only appeals to children, but like the games are definitely like, you've got the classics in Mario and Zelda and even the Super Smash Brothers series, and like they're all very like accessible to children and
for all ages, man. Like
it's definitely an all ages console, which is fantastic. And that's one thing that I think Nintendo doesn't get as much credit as they used to, as far as within the gaming world as they used to, even though they still do get a lot of credit, but they don't have a whole ton of those hot AAA titles.
And they are branching out to more like adult games, like even like Mortal Kombat. The next Mortal Kombat's going to be on the Switch.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
which is huge. It's been a long time since Mortal Kombat's on the Switch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And like even like they ported Doom, they've got like Skyrim on the Switch, which is kind of blows my mind a little bit. And like they're definitely like cornering the market. Like this is literally a console for kids, adults, like anyone. Yeah. Anyone can enjoy this. So, which is the complete opposite of what the Wii U was. Like the Wii U seemed to be like all for casual gamers and kids, and it just seemed like it missed the mark a little bit.
I guess I better just go charge it. Should just go charge it on my credit card.
Okay. Right after we're done here, go get one.
I know, right? No, I really want to build a computer. I really want to. Yeah. Hopefully we didn't hear that. My computer just binged like hardcore. Sorry about that. So
I'm gonna throw my dog in a cage. He's being like really annoying right now. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem.
Question.
Huh?
Got a good question.
You got a question for him?
Yeah.
What's up, man? Good guy. You have a question for him?
Yeah, I got a good question about Nintendo.
Okay.
You can keep the headphones on there.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, can you hear? Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear him a little bit.
Okay. Aiden, this is my buddy Andrew, and he's got a question for you.
Man?
Yeah, for sure. What's up, man?
Okay, so regarding like the Switch, with Super Mario Brothers being like the top game, how is like the other games? Like I seen they have the Legend of Zelda on there. They got like the Mario Party and like Crash Bandicoot, stuff like that.
Like, is he asking like,
Sit down, Isaac.
like how do they compare to like first parties on other consoles, or
how do you rate them with being on the Switch? Because I haven't played the Switch yet.
Oh.
And I'm just looking at the list of games, and it has like Zelda, Crash Bandicoot, like the Super Mario Party, and
Crash Bandicoot is on the Switch? Yeah. Like even like last year, like last year was like comparing like, was Mario the best game of the year or Zelda? And that was kind of like hasn't really happened with Nintendo in a long time. Like they've kind of made two masterpieces, and to me those are console sellers, like in those games alone. So
the Mario and the Zelda.
Mario and Zelda for sure. And like, you know, they're covering all their bases because everybody wants a Mario Party, everybody wants a Mario Kart. So they've definitely like given us that, and they're really amazing games as well. I just think it's a great time to have a Switch. Like there's at least 10 games that are amazing on it. Like you'll be playing for a long time. So
yeah, I guess like maybe in 2019 I should get myself a Switch.
It'd be definitely a fun thing to invest in.
Yeah,
it's great for couch co-op. It's great for like literally like there's gonna be third-party games that are gonna be available on it. Like it's just like why go PlayStation when you could have it like, you know, you could take it portable on the go. Like
I'm definitely going to reach out to you a lot more just because like you're a Nintendo person.
Heck yeah.
Because and like I need more Nintendo knowledge. So whenever I need Nintendo knowledge, I'm probably going to reach out to you because I've been watching your channel and it's a lot of Nintendo stuff and it's really good. You got a really good channel and
thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And it's like Andrew and I, we were watching yesterday and it was just like, he's got a really dope intro, and the way he puts up like graphics on the screen is really good, and it's just like, damn, this is a really good channel, and then the people you have on are really cool, and I think your thing of having alcohol or just a drink of any kind is. Because I watched your the one where you had talked about Fallout 76.
Yeah.
And you're like, we're just drinking coffee today.
We were like shooting early in the morning. We're just like, oh, I don't really want to drink beer right now.
A lot of times when we do this podcast here, we usually, just because like when we were first starting it, we were like nervous and we were
had nerves, mad nerves.
And we would definitely. And this is before we live broadcasted it. We would definitely have beers off to the side, just so that way, like
calm your nerves.
Calm the nerves, and it was cool. But yeah, Game and Scotch, folks. It's a great channel. Check it out.
Thank you.
So I know that in 2019, I know that when I do a podcast in 2019, I will talk a little bit about what. I know I want to do an episode fully focused on the coming months of 2019, but I also want to talk to you about some of the maybe the first few months of 2019. What are you looking forward to coming into 2019?
Oh boy, Kingdom Hearts is my big one.
Yes,
looking forward to that one. What else is there?
Right?
What else is there?
Well, right now, yeah, I mean, I've got both Kingdom Hearts and Resident Evil 2 Remake pre-order for the same day.
Yeah, I'm getting that too. Yeah, I've never played Resi 2, so I'm really looking forward to it.
You never played the original?
Oh, no, I didn't. I wasn't a big years ago. I got to go back.
Dude, man.
Stuff.
I think that, like, you should – have you ever watched video footage of Resident Evil 2?
I haven't. Literally, only Resi game I've played was Resident Evil 4, and I played 7.
Okay.
That's it.
See, I'm a huge fan of the Resident Evil series. I love the Resident Evil series. I love, like, as much as some of the other games are hated, I love 1 through 6.
Really?
I love 1 through 6 a ton.
You didn't like 7 though.
I haven't beaten 7 yet, but it was really cool. But I'm like, it's weird. I'm kind of like I wouldn't say that like I'm sort of like a purist or anything like that, but it was a huge dramatic shift that sort of shocked me in the way that they made Resident Evil 7 and decided to sort of shift gears in the way that the series was going.
You ever tried VR?
No, I want to play that.
Shit your pants.
Oh, they were trying to, because everybody wanted the new Silent Hill game, so that's what they were capitalizing on.
Yeah.
Like, let's make a game similar to that.
So so for 2019, we've got Kingdom Hearts 3, which is probably the really big one for 2019 as of now. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Been over a decade, so
it has been over a decade.
Since 2. Oh my god.
So like, and I haven't played any of the other ones. I've played 1 and 2. I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, love them, but I haven't played like the other games.
Other spin-off ones, yeah.
Go ahead.
Honestly, like, other than Birth by Sleep, like, I think you can skip them. Like, I don't think they're like, you can watch a video telling you what happens, but nothing really happens. But I think Birth by Sleep's a great game too. But
okay, I'll play Maybe I'll play Birth by Sleep in January, leading up to the release.
Yeah. And the trilogy's really cheap on PS4. Like, I think you can get all of it for like $20, or I think, yeah.
What do you mean the trilogy?
Well, they re-released 1.5 and 2.5, so that's like
okay, yeah.
Birth by Sleep.
That story is so far pack, right? I think.
That's basically. I think they're doing another. Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're doing like a collection of all of them, but right now there's the 2.8. Oh, I hate how they name their stupid games. Yeah, it's like 2.8, and there's the 1.5 and 2.5.
Yeah. I was really bummed when they decided to release them again, because I bought 1.5 on its own, and it was the 1.5 2.5 remaster for PlayStation
3.
No, for PlayStation 4.
PS4, right? Okay.
Yeah. But I did buy them for PlayStation 3. I bought.
I was like, okay, one more time.
Yeah, I've purchased the. Well, they're games that are worth buying multiple times. I've bought The Last of Us twice at full price.
Yeah.
So there are some games that I definitely am okay with doing that with. But like the other day, I went out and bought 2.8 just so that way I had the whole thing. But I was bummed that if I had just waited a couple more years, I could have just bought them all, and it probably would have been cheaper over time.
You never know in the moment, right? You're thinking, this is it. This is the collection we're getting, and then they release another one. You're like, God damn it.
But I know that with as far as like the early months of 2019, there really isn't much, yet. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Resident Evil 2 remake, and then Anthem. Yeah. Anthem is going to be.
Oh right. What do you guys think of Anthem?
It's EA.
It's what?
It's EA.
It's EA. Yeah, I know. But it's BioWare, right?
No, that's the thing.
But the thing is, what's a bummer is we will never get to see BioWare create really great single player games anymore, because EA doesn't believe in the concept of single player games anymore.
How do we make money from a single player game?
That's exactly what they believe.
Yeah. Remember Dead Space 3 had loot boxes and there's single player, or no, you can buy stuff with real money, and Dead Space 3 single player campaign. Like how messed up is that?
Yeah. With Mass Effect 3, they did have multiplayer loot boxes in there, but you can earn anything from those loot boxes within the game. But they almost encouraged you to get those loot. They almost encourage you to get those loot boxes because it was hard to unlock certain characters without it. But which is like it's a bummer, because like EA destroyed the Mass Effect series
With Andromeda, you mean, or?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have not even touched Andromeda, to be honest. No one playing it.
Andromeda had some potential, but it was just like after having played it, like I enjoyed it in the moment, but over time,
you're a fan of the series, of course you're gonna enjoy it. Like
yeah, but I'm also like I'm a really big Commander Shepard fan. So the shift in characters was bizarre, but like I tried to enjoy it within the moment, which I did. In the moment, I enjoyed it. But like it over time, I really thought about it, and I'm like, it wasn't really that good.
I didn't finish it.
I heard it was pretty clunky and pretty glitchy. It was open world for some reason.
It wasn't open. I don't think it was. I didn't view it as an open. Well, see,
it was like the Land Rover thing.
Well, in Mass Effect, it kind of took some of the mechanics of like Mass Effect 1, where like you can go to different planets, drive the Mako around on different planets,
right.
And you would encounter scenarios and quests on those planets. But when you got into main storyline missions, they were direct. They pushed you in a specific direction. But like as far as like open world, it was yeah, I guess you could say it was open world, but it wasn't like you'd seen it before in Mass Effect 1.
Yeah.
But and then going back to BioWare, we'll never see. I don't think we'll see Dragon Age again either. They did Dragon Age, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they announce a new one or like show a graphic of? I thought they did, or they actually didn't really specify what it was.
But there'll probably still be some kind of multiplayer mechanic to it, though, right? If they do decide to release a Dragon Age game, because it'll be through EA.
Wouldn't doubt it.
But yeah, Anthem.
If they do it well, like I don't mind multiplayer games. Like if they,
of course.
Would it be cool if they had like a Dragon Age game that had like some MMO elements,
Nice.
like you could like do dungeons with friends and stuff. Like that'd be cool.
That would be cool.
But like PvP that felt rushed, it wouldn't fit. You know, like.
Well, like I feel like one game that in a way does that. Like if they were to kind of do a mechanic similar to like that of like Destiny, where like you know, kind of like a small miniature version of like, let's say, World of Warcraft, but through Dragon Age.
Right.
That could be a lot of fun. I could see that actually being a lot of fun.
Right.
But as far as I think in February we have Far Cry New Dawn coming out as well.
The post-apocalyptic expansion, yeah, okay.
It's not. I don't think it's an expansion. It's a full game.
Oh,
it's a full game
because it's after Far Cry 5, right? Like
it is in a way a direct sequel to Far Cry 5.
Okay,
which is a new direction for Ubisoft to be doing with the Far Cry series, because they've never done that before. To make a Far Cry game a direct sequel to a previous one, which should be interesting. So, what is any other games that you guys can think of for coming out?
For me, we have More Combat 11.
More Combat 11.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
I've never been good at Mortal Kombat.
I think I'm getting competitive with Mortal Kombat.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my friends told me I should play tournaments. So
that's cool.
The Game Awards kind of surprised me. Like they dropped like Psychonauts 2. I freaking love Psychonauts, so that's really exciting. A new Ultimate Alliance game. Like I felt like I was the only one that was excited. I was sitting there like, yeah, and then no one else was excited.
Switch, right?
Which one?
It's only the Switch, right?
Yeah, it's exclusive to the Switch. Yeah.
Switch.
Mortal Kombat on this it's gonna be on the Switch, and so a lot of people are speculating is Scorpion gonna be one of the DLC characters in Smash?
Oh shit.
So weird.
That'd
I know that everyone lost their minds when the Persona character was in that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm so hyped for that. That's sick. I just want Banjo-Kazooie in Smash. That's all I want.
I'm surprised that Banjo, because now that thinking about it, is it because it's a rare thing?
Microsoft technically owns Banjo, and I don't think Nintendo doesn't really want anything to do with Rare, but like them including K. Rool and like makes me hope that they might look into getting Banjo, because Phil Spencer's even like open to it. And
oh really?
Yeah, and there's a lot of hints and like that suggests, like they're saying like they found like Rare properties in the code of the game, like they saw like Jet Force Gemini spirits in the game, which is like why like that those are owned by Microsoft, and like Blast Core is also owned by Microsoft. They're on the Rare Replay collection. So like why would they have those spirits? And then if you don't see Banjo, like could that mean Banjo and Smash?
That'd be and with Kazooie occasionally popping out, so like
that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool. Like I always love Banjo-Kazooie.
It's my favorite game. I love that game. I'm gonna speedrun it on my channel because I can beat it pretty quickly. So I'm gonna see if I can.
I am completely ashamed to say that Banjo-Kazooie. I've never beaten Banjo-Kazooie. But I have gotten to the last boss.
Grantilda,
Grantilda is just really hard.
Yeah,
I always like because the flying parts were always really challenging for me.
Yeah, especially since the whole game you don't really fight a boss like kind of like that before in it, so it's just a new thing too. Because in 2E, like you had a boss every world. This one is like you explore worlds, then you fight Grunty. It's just like that's it.
Yeah, but that game is like it's so much fun. Banjo-Kazooie is so much fun.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I hate to do this, but Isaac has to go to work.
Okay, no problem at all.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I do thank you, Aiden, for coming on. I definitely want to have you back.
Let's come back.
It's been a good time. I think the reason why things were a little weird today was because we did a podcast last week, and so like the conversation we talked about last week, and I just didn't want to reiterate it, but like I definitely want to bring you back within the first quarter of the new year, and we can talk about the new year. But to finish out the show, just go ahead and once again reiterate what you're all about. Talk about your channel a little bit, and then we'll end this thing.
Sure. So yeah, Game and Scotch is on YouTube. We're also a podcast, so we're available on iTunes and Spotify and other podcast network things.
Nice.
We're a show that combines gaming and drinking. So if you want a recommendation, we drink a lot of Canadian beers and ciders and stuff. So if you want to check those out, we talk about Smash Brothers. We talk about literally anything really that's happening in the gaming industry, but we majority are a Nintendo podcast. So, but yeah, if you guys check it out and subscribe, that'd mean a lot. We're still super small, so
it's cool. It's cool. So are we, and we're all here to help each other grow.
Yeah,
and that's the one thing that I really love about the gaming community is about 85% of them just want to have fun.
Yeah.
Games, which is fantastic.
We got to support each other.
Exactly, I totally agree. Well, Isaac, any final comments?
No, thanks for coming back on.
Yeah, and Aiden, I look forward to. I believe I'm going to talk with you on your show here pretty soon.
We'll exchange details soon.
Cool. All right, Aiden. Well, you enjoy your Sunday. Everybody else enjoy your Sunday. Thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to everybody again soon.
Thank you, guys.
All right, bye, Aiden. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.